if your name is James and you like that name, you're probably not a superhero because I've noticed that superheroes with the name James don't go by that name.
They always go by
Wolverine
Jim.
Jimmy Olsen,
or Wolverine goes by
Mm,
Logan. Isn't
Logan.
Bucky's name James?
James
James Buchanan
Buchanan
Barnes.
Barnes.
Goes by
So I'm gonna
Bucky.
name my son James
You
Buchanan
ever think
Barnes
about
as
in the
well. Yeah.
movies as well? Like they don't even call him Bucky, they call him Buck. Like they nickname his
It's weird.
nickname. Yeah.
So if you're listening, your name is James, and you accept your name and you like your name,
You can't be a superhero unless you
you
change it.
can
Yeah.
you got to change it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
that's
think of
true.
any
Unless
heroes.
You got
named
to yeah,
James.
slip in Jimmy. The more I think
yeah.
about it, yeah.
Well, because it's this thing is like when characters are super serious, they'll call them James. Like no one, Bruce or Batman never calls Gordon James. You
James.
know,
Yeah,
he calls
that's
him
true.
Jim. But if he was going to be super serious about it, he'd be like James. You know,
Yeah, I guess, but
but
even
they
then,
don't do
it's
that.
not
Yeah,
often. Yeah,
I
Batman's
saw
always serious.
Wolverine referred to as James by. I think it was the only time I've ever seen it was Squirrel Girl, because
Ugh.
Bendis wrote that they had sex or whatever, which was
That was a new
that was
Avengers, right?
so
That
weird.
was
Yeah, that
weird.
There's
yeah.
She was like the
something.
babysitter for Luke Cage.
Yeah,
That
and
was
she's
weird.
like, James, I thought we agreed never to see each other again. Like, what the fuck is this,
Who
Bendis? Like,
hasn't
what do you
who hasn't
what is
Wolverine fucked though in the Marvel universe if you think
yeah,
about
who's
it?
like, every underage girl, it seems. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
He's kind of
Is
like
it a
Hunter. He's
Canadian
just a
thing?
repeat
Yeah.
offender.
Whoa!
It's a
No, no,
Canadian
no,
thing, probably.
no, 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 no. But yeah,
When I
no,
think about it.
I can't think of a single character named James that goes by James. Even
Even
villains.
Jimmy Olsen, when he talks to Superman, he's like Superman calls him Jim. He still never calls him
Yeah.
James.
Yeah. Welcome to a Hero
Wow.
Story. This is a comic book podcast where we discuss comic
So
book names.
if your name is James and you're listening to this podcast, you have to go by Jimmy if you become
You
a
have to go by
superhero,
Jimmy.
or
Slip it,
Jim,
Jimmy.
or find some other
Jimbo.
nicknames.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go by a different name
yeah.
completely.
You
Go
can't
the
go by
Wolverine
James
route.
though.
Yeah.
The only one who goes by James is actually James Gordon Jr. and he's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And he's a
Wow.
serial
kills
killer.
people.
Yeah.
He's a serial killer.
Kills people. So
What is it? Yeah,
Shocking.
comic books. Yeah, think that the name James is like a bad name. I guess.
Weapon Alpha's
Yeah.
name is
Weapon
James.
Alpha, the big
James
Hulk,
Hudson.
the James Hudson.
James
Isn't that
Jesse, the trickster. I'm just looking up James's in comic books.
James Hudson is like, I'm pretty sure that's Ultimate Wolverine after Ultimate Wolverine died. So I didn't know that, but I
You
guess they
know,
turned Ultimate Wolverine into that big Hulk monster.
another of the James Rhodey.
Oh
James
yeah,
Rhodes.
but they just call him
they
Rhodey.
call him Rhodey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, this is
Damn.
Is this
astonishing.
something to break? Like, is this something like that you
Like
should
breaking news, or
no,
oh,
like,
you
like
saying
if
like
you
we
were to
break
write
this trend?
comics, yeah,
No, I
would you?
think Jim is better anyway. To be honest.
I agree. I agree. So
Yeah.
there you go. We're here to talk about comic news, an Ant-Man trailer, comic books themselves, which I
Oh yeah.
forgot to grab. I got the latest Moon Knight, the latest
Daredevil, number 7,
yes,
Flash, number 790.
and I got
Yeah, I
another
went to the
Miles
comic book store
Morales.
today. I went to the comic book store today and I just didn't see anything interesting, unfortunately. Like I looked at it and I was like, I don't want any of these.
I
just
also
I just
I
couldn't
left
get
it on the
anything.
other side of the room, but I have the Lazarus Planet Alpha. I didn't read it though.
Mm.
Oh,
You
you
have to
did
read
get it.
Batman. You have to read Batman versus Robin first, and I haven't read that,
Yeah, it's all Mark Waid stuff.
so I got to read that first.
I heard it was really good.
Oh, I
Like,
believe it.
It's been getting really
Sean
good.
told me
It's
that I
Mark
have to read
Waid.
Monkey Prince though, and I don't want to read Monkey Prince.
We also got to read that what is it, Mercy Graves tie-in and that Power Girl tie-in,
and that's where you lose me.
Yeah.
And that's where you lose me.
Yeah, that's fair. I should grab my comments when we get to it near the end. But yeah, the latest Miles Morales run is very good. I'm shocked you're not reading it, Tyler.
I have opinions about from what I've seen. I guess we can get into that later though.
Yeah, we'll jump into it eventually. But yeah, we're gonna start this episode with going back to last week's episode. JD and I were just alone and we said, hey, send us some reviews, send us some comments, and we'll read them at the start of this episode. So I wrote down to remember to do that, and here I am remembering to do that.
I could start. I got a 3-part audio message. The last part of it is my favorite because it's only 3 seconds. But I have a 3-part audio message from the Comic Book Insight, who comments on the regular listener.
Mhm.
I've definitely seen that name pop up a lot.
Yeah.
So here it goes.
I think his name is Jonathan, right?
Doesn't go by James.
I don't think we can hear it.
Playing, yeah.
You hear it?
No.
Fuck.
No.
Black Harper photo about a month ago that Harper showed on the Black Harper review episode. Very chaotic episode. But I told JD I just wanted to make this voice message to, first of all, to say, happy 1 month anniversary to my wife. We actually listened to the show a lot together, and the other day was our 1 month anniversary. So I just wanted to say happy 1 month anniversary to her over the show. I love you. We both enjoy the show. And second of all,
here's part two because it cuts off. Oh, not a play.
Second of all, I just wanted to thank you guys for the videos that you make. Besides my wife, you guys are the main thing that gets me through my work week. And it sounds a little sad. Well, that's because it is. But anyway, again, thank you guys. And Harper, my wife thinks you're hilarious. And if she was not with me, she would definitely leave America to be with you. I would do the same. And in all honesty, if we ever conceive a child, it will probably be to the hero story, as well as the birth. And I promise, if that ever happens, we will name our kid a hero, and this will be his story.
No way.
And the last part of the audio message, which is perhaps the best.
Also, Hunter sucks balls.
Oh, come on, man. That was so wholesome to the end. Harper's not here right now. I'm gonna see if I can call him real quick.
I tried to message him to see if he could respond, but he didn't respond to me.
I think he's too busy
He's
living it up or
sleeping.
something. Yeah.
He's still visiting New York. He's still trying to find his way back to Australia.
Yeah,
I've not
he
told
doesn't
him where I
realize
am.
it's a plane.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
your location. He just thinks that you live in the Statue of Liberty, so he started there.
Yeah, he got
Well,
arrested. So
Harper will see some notifications from us, so maybe he'll be able to call back at one point. We'll let him know. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That's
Hunter sucks
crazy.
balls, dude. He speaks facts.
Yeah, he does.
it's so crazy. People married listening to us together.
I was shocked. I was like, dude,
it's so
I
weird.
would be embarrassed if my wife listened to the show, and I don't
I
even
don't
have
even
a
know.
wife.
It's crazy that women listen
I've
to the
never
show
even
in the
spoken
first
to a
place.
woman.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. That is actually
sad
insane.
that you're like, it's crazy that women listen to this.
No, but
What-
that's.
what
I
is
mean,
your-
I
what
don't know
is
if
your
it's sad, but
most
it's
relatable-
I don't think about it very much. I'm always like, it always seems like we have a predominantly male audience. Obviously, I don't even think about like the fact that we could have female listeners because it never we never get messages or anything like that.
What is the most relatable MCU moment for you? For me, it's when Steve Rogers is in the car with Agent Carter, and she's like, "You've never actually talked to a woman, have you?" And he's like, "This is the longest conversation I've had." I felt that in my bones.
He's just like me.
He's just
He
like
really is like me.
Well,
No,
JD,
this is a hero I can
now that you
relate to.
know that women are listening to the show, it's like you're having a conversation with women every single week.
Yeah.
and
they can stand hearing you.
I have to go. I'm getting a little itchy. Is it getting a little hives in here?
Yeah, we're all in different rooms in different areas, so I can't answer you. But yeah, well, thank you for the review. Our YouTube video from last week, well, the episode from last week on YouTube, there's people saying, we said, hey, let us know what you're reading in 2023. And we had quite a few replies, actually, so I won't read them all, but I should just click on random ones. Comics Connor 5334 says,
Love you, bro.
He does.
I like that kid.
He does say that.
I
He says,
like him though. He's cool. He's funny.
Yeah.
What am I reading in 2023? Well, I've started off strong reading Hickman's Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four in
very
general.
strong.
Really
Very
hoping
strong.
to read a lot more of Doctor Strange, Superman, Green Lantern, Flash, Daredevil, and more, of course. This episode convinced me to read way more Captain America. I've also read 3 volumes of The Walking Dead, so maybe more of those too. Going to be a great year, I can already tell. JD, you've convinced people.
Captain America.
We gotta read Ronald McDonald's. Ronald
course.
McDonald says, tell us what you're reading in 2023. Just got the Gwenpool on omnibus. She's an omnibus? I didn't realize.
That can't be that many issues though.
Yeah, wow. I read her
look it up.
miniseries, like Strikes Back, and it was very good actually. Blue Beetle, Venom, and more Venom. Sorry to hear that. Maybe Superior Spider-Man, and maybe that indie comic Hunter was talking about. Sounds interesting. Yeah.
The indie comic being Night from the West, right?
Gwenpool Omni is
Yes.
$100.
$100?
American?
105. Well, it's 125, but it's on sale on Amazon for 105.
How many issues is in that? Does this say?
I'm checking now. It's how many pages? 1,000 pages. She has this many issues.
my
Holy
God.
shit! There's a lot of shit in here. Oh my god! It's all different. It's not like it's Gwenpool the Unbelievable, Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Champions, Edge of Venom, just a bunch of different
Oh, it's
shit.
just
West
her
Coast
appearances,
Avengers,
yeah.
Superior Spider-Man, yeah, just everything she's ever been in. It's not necessarily like Gwenpool specific
Okay,
issue.
makes sense. Yeah. White Skull Media
That's
6880 says, I read a bunch last year, which includes Daredevil 1998 to now. So on New Year's Day, I started the Miller run, and so far I'm liking it. I also started reading Invincible, and I am at the end of the first compendium, just like you, Tyler. Well, you're not.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near the end actually.
Been really
I'm
liking
almost
it the more it goes on. Planning to read Immortal Hulk and get some Doctor Strange at some point soon. Yeah,
You think
A lot of
Doctor Strange?
comments.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's because we all like last year. There was a point in time where it was just like we only talked about Doctor Strange. It felt like it felt like everything was Doctor Strange for a while. Yeah,
around the time of Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, that's when I was reading it. JD started reading like right after me.
Yeah.
You
and then Harper and I have read it. Yeah,
Harper's never actually read a Doctor Strange issue, but he's read a few Morbius issues where Doctor Strange appears.
Yeah, that's true.
Robert 9194 said, I told myself I was going to read a lot more indie comics for 2023, but then I read Night of the West and was put off. Thanks, Robert. that's my
Night from the West 2 coming to you soon.
I was actually wrote a script for it too. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Matthew Novak says, I read all of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comics so far over the holidays. Some of the best in continuity Superman I have ever read. I've heard that's good. Amazing.
It is good. I never actually the thing is I got all the War World Rising stuff, but I never actually read the War World stuff because I was at school and I just couldn't get the issues. But I'm sure like it sounds like the coolest thing, especially because like there's nothing special about Superman comics, it feels like, anymore. Like that seems really cool.
It's different, at least.
The War World stuff. The War World Rising, from what I did read though, is really cool. Is really, really good.
Okay.
I like that could get clipped out of context now of Tyler saying there's nothing cool about Superman comics and just clip.
It's true. I mean, currently, sometimes it can be. I mean, in Williamson, I trust. I hope. We'll see.
You want to?
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
We'll
JD,
see.
you're reading that, right?
Yeah.
Tyler, are you gonna check out Williamson Superman?
I don't know, man. I keep thinking about it, and like, the tag was like, he said, "Oh, Lex Luthor tries to become the better Superman." I'm like, we've seen that.
That's
already.
Rebirth,
right? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It has to be something fucking crazy for me to really be interested in it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. And yeah, that's kind of all of them for now. So we'll just jump into the regular episode, starting with the news of the week. Ant-Man trailer. JD, I need to know your thoughts. All your thoughts on the Ant-Man trailer.
Oh, as the biggest Modoc fan known to man,
yes.
Definitely 10 out of 10 movie. I think it's going to be the best Modoc appearance yet.
Really?
You're a fan of big heads, right?
I am.
You have one?
As a big head haver myself.
Modoc,
yes, Modoc,
Mr. Electric from Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You're a big fan.
Remember on the George Lopez show, he had like that mug that said like world's biggest head. I've always wanted that mug, so I might have to get that. I'm an adult who has money, so I should be able to buy that.
You put like a Diet Coke in there when you go see this movie.
Yeah. Be like, when Modoc comes on, be like, ah.
Yeah, there he is.
It's me. He's just like me for real.
He looks bad. He doesn't look good.
He looks
Why
silly.
are you so
he looks
upset
so
about
goofy.
this, Hunter?
I mean, I made a post as a joke, but I got a lot of angry DMs saying
a lot of people were angry in the comments.
Yeah,
which
some
is,
guy
I know what
said,
you wanted, you bastard.
Some guy commented saying this page is absolute trash. First you complain about the metal head, then you complain about the actual face. I'm like, I never complain about the metal head. What are you talking about? I don't think I ever mentioned it before.
Modoc. When was the first time you guys became aware of Modoc? I think for me it must have been like the Superhero Squad TV show. Like, and he's a joke in that, obviously, because that's a comedy show. It's like Modoc has always been. I mean, the point of him is that he's the stupidest fucking character. And now he's in movies, is in 3 dimensions, and people want to treat him like he's serious, but it's like, it's fucking Modoc, guys. Like, are we serious right now?
This is the cover for last week's Captain America issue. That head in the background is Modoc.
Oh, he was on a fucking cover of an X-Men issue last year too. And I'm like I like, artists drawing Modoc they try their hardest, but he'll never look cool.
They're trying really hard here. Like,
Yeah.
you see his big
But it just doesn't work. You can't do it, is the thing. I don't think it can work.
The Avengers game tried.
They
For some
they
reason,
did
why
try,
did
didn't they?
They
This
had
was because they were
every
like, what's
Marvel
the lowest
character.
budget Marvel villain we could go for? Modoc, I guess.
Why? Well, they said the reason was because they wanted to do something that the MCU will never do.
Yeah, well, guess what? You guys lost.
Yeah, just like 3 years later, it's happening. But I mean, I get that appeal, but why him? Out of there's hundreds of villains, and so many of those won't be in the MCU. You could have picked so many options, and you picked the joke character. They made him like less of a joke, I guess. In a
Do you
way.
think? I mean, in this movie, he'll be a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that they're gonna try to make us take him seriously, right?
But so he's gonna be Yellow Jacket? Like that's where I'm a little confused.
Yeah. Because remember in the first Ant-Man, he like got shrunk down to the quantum realm or whatever. So I guess they're
Right.
just gonna say he turned into Modoc or something. I don't know.
Well, if
Like are they gonna pull
but-
like the Rise of Skywalker? Like somehow he became
yeah,
Modoc.
I guess it's like, I mean, I prefer that at least than, because at least it's like reusing something, you know. It's not because can they make up a new, you know, George Tarleton and introduce him and be like, why does he have such a big head? They can just say like, oh,
it was all because of Tony Stark. He stepped on my proposal.
Yeah, and I guess they have like personal stakes in it now. I guess I don't know. I guess that makes it better. I
It's
don't know.
more, it relates to Ant-Man more instead of just Modoc in an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
So, plus, if you look up the scene where Yellow Jacket gets shrunk down, he doesn't just shrink. Like at first, his arm shrinks,
Crunches
and then
in,
his leg
It's
shrinks.
gross.
Like his body all shrinks in different parts, and the head's the last part that shrinks. So I guess you could just say like, oh, his head didn't shrink to the right size, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who
that's the
knows?
only explanation you need.
Man, he killed that guy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't actually.
I guess not. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
not actually.
So
Do
I
you
don't
like this
know.
trailer?
I mean, I don't hate it. I just didn't really think it was much.
I was saying this in the chat with you guys, but this movie in specific, like in particular, out of every Marvel movie I think we're gonna get, this one is just a trailer for Kang Dynasty. Like
Yes.
I was thinking about it and I was like, am I excited to see Kang in this movie, or am I excited to see where Kang ends up when this movie ends? And I'm like, I think I'm just excited to see where he ends up. Like, I don't know if I really care about the Ant-Man Kang beef or whatever they're gonna have. You know, like
Mhm.
it's gonna be a Kang movie. Like that's how they're marketing it. It's like, why not just make a Kang movie then? You know, why shove Ant-Man into this clearly Kang movie?
You could have
The
Ant-Man
fucking-
in it.
Doesn't the poster, the tag is like, you know, witness the birth of the new dynasty. That's literally like I said this in the chat, but that's literally them saying like, see this movie so that you can understand the next Avengers. Like that's the only reason to see this, really.
Right, exactly.
I mean, there's Ant-Man fans
okay
out
with
there.
that. I'm okay with that.
But I'm like, I
We've
don't
had
know.
so many movies and shows lately that don't tie into anything as of now, so I'm okay with the movie that just does nothing but sets
but
up
tie
things.
in.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like, but I don't know. I get it because like, I mean, if it's an extended universe, they should tie in. I mean, they're building to this Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, whatever. But I just don't know if I care about it being an Ant-Man movie. I don't know if I care about Ant-Man 3
I don't
being this.
think anybody does though.
It's like, but that's what I mean. It could have just been like Kang the movie, and I don't think people would have complained. They would have seen it. That would have been maybe more interesting, you know?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, that actually probably would have been more interesting. Because I don't care for Ant-Man 2, like Ant-Man the Wasp. I didn't like that movie. I
Yeah.
think it's very boring. I think it's one of the lower end MCU movies. So when they announced it's getting a third one, I didn't care.
In the '60s, but I'm paying for it now.
Like, that's the best part. But like, it's
The best part of that is the blooper reel where you see Stan Lee. One of the
he
bloopers
says,
is
like,
he goes,
7
"My
lines."
sandwich was in there."
He has so many lines in that. But like,
that
I
blooper
didn't
reel was
care
dope.
for an Ant-Man 3, and I don't think many people did until they announced Kang as the villain.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Remember when they announced Kang, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, at least Kang the Conqueror is the villain of an Ant-Man movie alone. That's cool. But now it's like Kang, because there's no stakes in this. We know that they're not going to beat him. And I know in the trailer they're like, "I don't have to beat you. We just have to both lose." But I'm like, you're still not going to beat him. Nothing's going to happen of consequence. Like, you know what I mean?
Hank might die. I feel like Hank will die.
Ooh, oh shit. Ooh, Hank Pym's gonna die. MCU Hank Pym's gonna die. You know?
What would have been your ideal movie to bring Kang in? Would you have done it with like a Young Avengers movie, or
Ooh.
That'd be cool.
See,
I think that'd be
if
awesome.
if they had more time, which they do, they just don't want to really use it. I guess that's the theme of this movie, actually. But if they, because they're rushing everything out, obviously we know. I would have just done it in Fantastic Four. Like
Yeah.
that makes sense because what they go to Ramatut in like issue whatever of Fantastic Four. It's like one of the first issues, right?
Right.
Just do that and then say, oh, just do a time travel adventure, Fantastic Four movie. They go to the past, they go to the future. What? It's the same guy. There you go.
Which is
You know?
actually a pretty cool story for like it's like it is one of the first Fantastic Four issues, and like it's
Yeah.
pretty ahead of its time.
I think that could have been interesting. Fantastic Four, definitely. Again, like, I mean, Young Avengers would have been cool. I just don't know if it's Ant-Man. I mean, I know Ant-Man's like the time travel guy in the MCU now, but you know, I don't
All
know.
because a rat stepped on a button.
Yeah. And do you think
essentially.
I'm having mixed feelings about how he looks? And I know it's like he looks
I think he looks
exactly
good.
like he does in the comic books. Like there's literally no difference pretty much with how he looks in the comics versus you can barely say that again.
So why
versus
you have
how he
mixed feelings
looks.
then?
I just feel like, does it adapt well? Does it
I think
like
so.
does it look cool because it looks cool, or does it look cool because I'm like, oh, that's the costume he has in the comic books? Like, you know, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know if the face works. Like, does the weird blue mask? I thought he was gonna be maskless in the MCU. Remember the statue in Loki? He's got no mask on. I think
mhm.
that looks better. I don't know if the weird blue face works. I think it's kind of like extremely goofy.
I'm sure it'll be something like, oh, it helps him do something and it helps him
Yeah.
see things better. Like,
Yeah,
helps him
and I don't
breathe
think
in
it's all
certain
doom and gloom. Like,
atmosphere.
I don't think this is going to be a bad movie or anything. I'm sure it's going to be good, and I don't want to be like, oh, this, you know, this is their MCU's going down the toilet, because I don't think it is. But I just feel like this movie is not promoting itself as an Ant-Man movie. This is like promoting itself as Avengers, you know, 4.5.
It's promoting itself as Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Wasp still doesn't have really any
Yeah, it's
dialogue
like,
in
yeah,
any
what
of
are
the
we gonna do? Yeah,
trailers.
what's the Wasp going to be doing in this movie? It's all about
He's had two scenes.
Scott and Kang. It seems.
Yeah, can't spell Quantumania without Ant-Man. Fun fact.
Apparently, yeah. Do you think
Literally.
Do you think they'll kill him?
No. I think that's what the trailer's
You think he'll get
teasing.
lost in the quantum realm
Again?
Oh, what a fucking
Literally
twist
a
that would
third time.
Do you think they'll find, you know, there's always these rumors they'll find the Fantastic Four down there?
Okay, predict the ending.
What do you think
predict
this
the
sets
ending.
up? I don't know. I just, because he's not going to lose. Kang isn't going to lose. And if he does, I mean, then it'll just be a different version of Kang that we'll see in the movie anyway. Like,
Right.
we're going to see him again. We know that. The next Avengers is called the Kang Dynasty, you know?
And he's confirmed to be in Loki season 2 as well. So
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. Where does this movie end? It's like,
because
this
he's the main
can't end
villain
with
in
like
Loki.
Ant-Man
Yeah.
just sitting down and being like, wow, that was a crazy adventure. Thanks we got out of that, you know?
No,
Like,
it's gonna end with something crazy.
do you think
Like,
it's gonna like it's gonna have like a darker ending, or
Yeah,
Empire
yeah.
Strikes Back it or something? You know, they love.
I'm
doing that,
thinking
you know?
no, not Infinity War, but it's, you know, at the end of Infinity War, the last shot of Cap is him on the ground just saying like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
It's gonna end something like that. Like Scott's on the
Do you
ground.
think
saying,
so?
"Oh,
Like,
God."
this is an Ant-Man movie, though.
I know, and I think it's gonna. But
I
Kang
know.
is
I
gonna
know we're talking
live.
about Ant-Man.
Kang's gonna live. He's gonna escape the quantum realm. We don't know where he's gonna end up, but he's gonna escape. And
I
Scott's
think he's gonna
blame
like.
himself.
How about this? Okay, I have it right here. Kang wins, or he beats up Ant-Man, right? And he punches him, and then Ant-Man accidentally grows really big, and he grows through the steps of the Sanctum Sanctorum. And then Wong and Doctor Strange are there, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want for a sandwich?" And then they see Ant-Man, and he's like, "Kang is coming." What do you think of that?
Sounds a little familiar.
Really? No, I thought I came up with that off the top of my
A little
head.
bit. No, it kind
I've
of
been
reminds me
looking at
of
some
when
old
Silver
photos, and it
Surfer.
looks a little familiar.
Do you think?
It's when Black Adam fell in Death of the Justice League? I don't know. It's a little too
Oh,
familiar with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
When did the Avengers become aware of Kang as well? You know, like,
not this movie. I don't think the
Probably by
Avengers
the
will be
next
in this.
movie.
do you think he warns someone? Do you think he gets out of it and they warn him, or like, I don't know. I mean, I guess
Okay,
that's the fun of
If
seeing
the
it, is we don't know.
Avengers,
But
if the Avengers are involved, the ending will be Scott going to the Avengers, but we don't see anything. We just hear like the theme a little bit.
yeah, dude, that'll be it. That'll literally be.
Yeah, and then
Oh, wait, no,
credits.
that's the right one.
That's the X-Men.
He'll be like, "Well,
Kang
yeah."
will return in X-Men.
It will probably say Kang will return. To be honest, it will probably say
yeah.
that.
That's how I could see it.
And Scott will
Yeah.
be like, "We're gonna need some help," and then you're gonna hear like, "Duh, duh, 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 duh." And
What do you
then
think
then,
we
like-
learn about him? Like Kang, like it seems like this is like they're literally giving him an origin movie so that we can be ready for Kang Dynasty. It seems like, do they do his origin? Do they say he's Nate Richards? Do they like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know if they'll say Nate Richards.
What do they do? What the fuck is this movie about?
He's gonna just call himself Kang. Maybe he'll call himself like Nathaniel at one
Yeah,
point.
you know what I love as well is the trailer shows the part where Kang does something to Cassie, which could also imply like we've talked about this relationship that could be, you know, whatever. But and Scott goes, you said we had a deal. It's like he's the bad guy. We know he's the bad guy. Like, do you need that in the trailer?
Well,
That
it's
he
like
tricked
when
him?
it's like when
It's
Far From
Mysterio.
Home had Mysterio, but they never showed him being a bad guy in
Exactly.
the trailers.
Yeah, it's this thing. We kind of got a vague plot line of this movie where he teams up with them and then he tricks him and then he curb stomps him at the end, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
That
Well,
was crazy.
here's what
Yeah.
I'm guessing that we're gonna get. Essentially, Kang is going to be the bad guy, but he's going to be the good guy through the beginning.
Wow,
I think the deal. I think
Kang's
the
bad
deal.
guy. What a fucking theory!
I know. I'm repeating something. I think the deal that they have is essentially he's stuck in the quantum realm. Like this version
Kang?
specifically is stuck. Yeah, and to get out, he needs the pin particles.
Well,
So,
Ant-Man's like the only person that's ever escaped from the quantum. All right,
Yeah, and he's gonna say that it's like, oh, I've been here before and I've gotten out, and Janet's gotten out, and Kang's gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
So
we talked about this once, I think. Do you think that this is this Kang who is just now building his army to then be like the Kang who runs the TVA? In Loki, they establish obviously there's all these other versions and some of them are conquerors. Is this the one at the beginning of the journey of becoming the conqueror, or is he already, like he says how many of, I think this wasn't in this trailer or that one or the last one, but it was in the Comic-Con one, wasn't it, where he's like, have I killed you before? Like, how much has he been through? What's he doing? Like, that's all very confusing right now. I mean, obviously the movie's not out, we're not supposed to know, but I'm interested to know if this is like beginning of the line, he just found this shit out, the quantum realm, or if he's already established as a conqueror.
I think he's already established as a conqueror, but he's also going to imply that there are more of him out there. Some stronger than him, some weaker.
Because what I was thinking what could be cool about this movie is if they establish like, oh, this is Kang at the first step. Like the Kangs we know that he will become the head of the TVA and everything, but since the quantum realm time doesn't work differently, he just discovered this stuff and he's building the army to go do that. And we already know he did, but I think it'd be interesting if it's like this is the first step.
The start,
Yeah.
And that's
It
probably
could
the only
be.
way it would work in this movie too.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, Modoc looks funny, so.
If anything, it's going to be funny.
You, though, that Ant-Man is getting a third movie before we've had like a Superman. Like,
yeah, of course it does, man. I don't know. I mean, I remember when I saw Ant-Man, the first one, I was like blown away the fact that it wasn't terrible. And I actually think it's like, I think it's a good movie as well. I think that's my dad's favorite MCU movie, which again, I've like used this as like a barometer for something. Right? Yeah, he thinks it's the funniest thing. And it is pretty funny, to be honest. But like Ant-Man and the Wasp, whatever. Even Ant-Man in Infinity War, or not Infinity, he's not in Infinity War, but Endgame, I'm like, whatever. Civil War, yeah, I don't really care. It's a third Ant-Man movie, Like that's honestly how I feel about it.
If I told you in like 2011 that Scott fucking Lang would have 3 movies, though, you would have been like, "What?
Yeah, what are you talking about?"
Who? Not Hank Pym. Scott. I
was a fan of Hank Pym when I was a kid, honestly, and I like Scott.
You like
Lang,
that scene where he beat up Janet?
I love that scene. That was my favorite scene as a kid.
You were like, "You just like me, for real."
As a kid, yeah. But I was like,
there's awkwardly silent during that.
I was very surprised that it was Scott in the movies, but I think it works better, honestly.
Yeah.
The Ant-Man runtime is only 2 hours 5 minutes for Quantumania.
Same time as Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they're getting shorter. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
Listen, after I sat 2 hours and 39 minutes in Eternals, and I was like,
yeah, or
right.
2 hours and 40 minutes in Black Panther. Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I kind of
The whole time I was like this for 2
Oh.
hours and 41 minutes. I was holding that.
your hands start to fall asleep. I think it's okay for an Ant-Man movie. If this was like the Batman 2, I'd be like, oh man, the first one was so well paced, but
What a strange
I don't know.
comparison.
I was trying to think of a
no,
movie, time wise. I'm just like for
You want Kang to be
Ant-Man
in the
3.
I
Batman?
I was
Kang
honestly
to be in
like,
the Batman too.
I was like, you mean like they push like a time travel story in Batman 2? Of course that would be weird. I was like, what are you talking about? But I guess time. Yeah, I mean it's an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, like no. Spider-Verse, Twitter pages and Instagram pages posted a ton of symbols for their main
logos, I saw
spider
that.
characters that are going to be in the Spider-Verse. So if you go on their Instagram, just look up, I think it's just Into the Spider-Verse.
I think it's Spider-Verse movie. Yeah, Spider-Verse movie is the account.
Okay, yeah, Spider-Verse movie. And yeah, there's
Miles,
just a ton.
So the first one's Miles,
Mhm.
Miguel. Oh no, the second one's not Miguel. Third
Second
one's Miguel.
Gwen's
Okay, I don't know.
new one.
Second one's Gwen. Gwen is a new
Yeah.
one. Okay, Spider-Woman, and then
Miguel.
I don't know. That could be
Fourth
Spider-Punk.
is Spider-Woman. Well,
this one.
That's actually Spider-Man India.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fifth. Then the next one after that, that's
That is
Spider-Punk.
Punk. Yeah, that is
I
Punk.
can't. Brightness is all the way up again. I don't know what that one is. That
That's
could be
Ben
anything.
Reilly.
Is that Ben Reilly?
That's Ben
That's like the
Reilly.
Scarlet Spider one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. So he'll actually be a character in this movie. Then.
Yeah.
I wonder who's gonna voice him.
Yeah, we don't know the voice yet, but yeah, no, he's
What the
actually
fuck's the
gonna
one
have
with
dialogue.
chains? This chain Spider-Man?
That is Cyborg Spider-Woman.
Okay. And then what about the last one?
I don't know. The last one, I have no idea. I think people were saying it looks like Spider Bite with a Y.
Oh, like Penny?
I don't know.
Okay,
I thought
thanks.
Spider-Bite was that like Tom Taylor character. Like
Spider-
If you look up,
They should give him
Spider-Bite,
one. Spider. Oh, that's weird.
it looks close to that.
I don't know. This is weird.
A
9
little bit.
Spider. Yeah, people keep saying Spider. I do see Spider Bite in the. Why are people in the comments acting like anyone knows who the fuck Spider Bite is? Like, everyone's like, "Oh, it's clearly Spider Bite." Who?
Clearly, you've never read the Spider-Bite solo.
Where's Spider
Spider-Bite.
Bite? Like, I don't know. It's probably one of the
Margot from Earth 22191.
She's
Okay,
from
you're making
Vault
words.
of the Spiders. That's what she appears in.
Vault of Spiders #1.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's favorite.
Oh, during
book.
Spider-Geddon. Okay.
I read
alright.
that. Oh.
Yeah, but she must not be a big character in it then.
No, she's not. Yeah. The design is recognizable to me, but I don't
The
remember a
logos
single
do
thing
look
she did.
very good though. They look really cool.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good fucking movie. God damn.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be the
there's
best
no way
movie
it's-
of the year.
Yeah, easily. I mean, it's probably the next best comic book movie ever. Like if they know what they're doing, which they
I'm
do.
including Oppenheimer here and everything. Like, I think this is the best
Oppenheimer.
movie.
Yes.
And Barbie.
Yeah, and Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know you disagree, JD.
It's a high level.
You know.
I don't know. What did I see recently? I saw Megan.
Megan.
That's hard to beat, but I think Spider.
Is that the only 2023 movie you've seen so far?
What about Puss
Yeah.
in Boots? That was 2022.
I saw that like
technically.
start of December. I've seen it twice now.
Mm.
It's very good.
Shit.
I saw Puss in
Ooh.
Boots twice.
Yeah,
It was a good
But you
movie,
won't
actually.
watch The Godfather? How many times do we have to go through this, Hunter?
I need to see Puss in Boots again. Actually, the first time I was so fucking tired, I nearly fell asleep.
Have
I
you
need to see it again.
seen The Godfather, Tyler?
Yes, I've seen The Godfather.
What's better, Puss in Boots 2?
Oh, now that's a real question. Actually, you
better?
know what? What the first Godfather. First time I watched The Godfather was because
Thank
I
you.
read it was probably 2019 or 2018. I read Long Halloween and I was like, all right, let's see what this is based on. Like it's
Yeah.
obviously, yeah. So yeah. It's a good movie. I mean, it's
Right, he's like
there's a
Fredo.
reason there's a
Come on, it's like
reason
Fredo.
that it's known as the greatest,
greatest
movie of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Hunter's
sure.
like, yeah, I mean that's great and all, but I'd rather rewatch What If, the animated series.
Yeah,
every fucking time. I love Party Thor.
I don't like that one.
I gotta
Still not
watch
a fan.
that. You know what? I haven't seen Godfather 2 though, honestly. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes, bro. It's so long.
But haven't you seen Eternals twice?
3
You
times.
saw Black
Didn't
Adam
you just
twice.
reread James Tynan's Batman?
I did. I also watched all the Alien movies
Bro,
recently too.
Oh, all of them?
I don't know why I said all of them.
Resurrection.
Some of them.
3.
No, I
Prometheus,
watched
Covenant.
Aliens, Prometheus, and Covenant. I don't know why I said all of them.
Well, why,
Watch those
you
3.
skipped the first one?
No, I've seen the first one.
Oh, this was your first time.
What? I watched Alien a couple of years ago. I watched
Okay.
Aliens, Prometheus, and Alien Covenant for the first time recently.
So you skipped 3 and Resurrection. Honestly,
Yes, and
probably
Alien
best.
versus Predator and Alien
Yeah.
versus Predator Requiem. Yes,
Yeah.
I skipped
Probably
those.
3 isn't too bad, but yeah, no.
I think I started Godfather 2 at some point. I think I pirated it and then like the stream stopped. And then it just, I was like, well, I guess I'm done with this movie. Yeah. Because this movie's over.
Like Paramount Plus and nobody actually has that. So.
That was years ago. The same thing happened to me with Doctor Sleep. I remember when I first watched Doctor Sleep, I pirated it and I got 2 hours. This was 2 hours and 30-minute movie. I got 2 hours in, the stream broke, and I was like, I guess I can't watch this movie anymore.
Oh,
and it was probably like
30 minutes.
It was probably like, it was literally they were on the way to the hotel, and like it was like probably like a year and a half before I ever went back to it.
Damn, it's really.
I know it's crazy.
You missed the best parts there.
Well, I think the message of this show right here is that in 2023, Hunter, you have to watch Godfather 1 and 2, and Tyler, you
have to watch Godfather 2. Yes,
and Harper has to watch like I don't know.
If Godfather 2 is on Paramount, allegedly, I think I have Paramount Plus. My dad just
Harper has to watch Megan.
He has to watch Megan.
I might watch Godfather today. After this.
Well, you're starting it a little late, but all right.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you need a specific time to watch Godfather.
Well, I mean, as Tyler said, it is like 2 hours 45 minutes, so it is a long.
No, the second one, bro. The second one's 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Is it really?
That's a long, that's a long movie. But I guess I've seen the Snyder cut a couple of times.
Robert De Niro as young Vito. Oh, so good.
It's 4 hours.
Yeah, Hunter, how many times have you watched the Snyder cut?
Only twice.
You spent 8 hours watching the Snyder cut.
Oh no, 3 times actually.
You spent 12 hours. You spent half of a day watching the Snyder cut of your entire lifetime. Half of a day.
And I always
you won't give me
that's good, not great.
6 hours for Godfather 1 and 2.
6 hours though. Okay.
Yeah, I watched Lord of the Rings. I spent 30 years watching Lord of the Rings.
I was literally just thinking about Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, yeah, Return of the King's 320, and that's also such a good movie.
That was me and Hunter's deal. I watched Lord of the Rings. He watches Godfather, and he
never watched Godfather.
Didn't keep his end of the deal.
Damn,
it was on
took
Netflix.
Everything from me.
All right, okay, maybe I'll watch it this week.
Listen, I've been made this promise for the last 5 years at this point. It's not going to happen.
It's been about 5 years, yeah. Okay, do I give you a movie to watch? I mean, you already watched Lord of the Rings.
I already watched 3 of them.
You have to watch Rings of Power season 1. I
got to watch the Hobbit trilogy now.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, do not do that.
You don't have to.
Now you have to watch the extended cuts. Actually,
I have to watch
Lord
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze, not a bad one. Not a bad one. Don't watch 3 though.
Yeah, 3 is so boring.
I have to watch 3 and 4. Oh, great.
3 has a message, and they just get rid of it. They're like they travel back in time to Japan.
They Quantumania.
Yeah, they
do time travel.
They meet Kang.
And in they're samurais in Japan, and they're respected warriors. They're considered not monsters. They live with the people, and they're just like, this is so much better than New York. We don't have to hide from everyone. Everyone likes us here. We taught them how to make pizza. Let's stay. And then they go back to New York at the end and have to hide again. For no reason. And even at the end, when they're all going through the portal, 2 turtles, I think it's 2 of them, they want to stay back. They're just like, you guys go, we stay. Never mind, we're coming with
JD, you have to watch the 90s live action TMNT show with Venus de Milo, the 5th female Ninja Turtle. That's what you have to watch. That's your
light
homework.
Blue.
Yeah, God, that show is garbage.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
You have to watch the Power Rangers crossover with that TMNT
I will watch Godfather 3 after this.
No, not Godfather 3. Don't watch Godfather 3.
Maybe, I don't know.
Imagine that you start with Godfather 3. I'm just like, I will kill you.
There's been times where I want to send you a picture of like starting Godfather and then send you a picture of that scene from Zootopia and be like, hey, I've seen this.
And then I lose my shit.
Yeah, and then I get blocked. Anyways, okay, back to news. Adam Driver is heavily rumored to be Reed Richards for some reason for the Fantastic Four.
Is that a heavily rumor, or is that just something that someone said?
This comes from most known leakers out there. And another
who?
leakers, Daniel RPK said, I know.
RPK said something recently, or I read something recently.
My
that
time
turned
to
out
shine
he was
said it. I
true.
know.
Let's see.
But this is the
Comic
first
Book
time
Hunter
that-
said it. I know.
Yeah.
Adam Driver is Reed Richards. I vaguely can see it, but I don't know.
It's a lot of leakers agreeing. Usually when for fan casts, they all disagree with each other and all yell at each other. But
I
this
can
is
just
them
see
all
him.
agreeing.
I can see the like stoic, keeping to himself, angry, like I have to do science version of Reed
Punching the
in
wall.
Adam Driver. Yeah, but I don't know if I see like adventurer Reed Richards in Adam Driver, you know?
Were you referencing him punching the wall from Marriage
Marriage
Story?
Story,
Marriage
yeah.
Story.
That was the same exact punch.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
guys
what I was
have
going
a
for.
do you guys have any idea who you want to play Reed Richards at all? Do you have any idea who like
Driver.
you'd want to play the Fantastic
There's
Four?
this little known actor. His name's Miles Teller. He's from Whiplash.
Mm.
Oh, he's in
Probably-
the Godfather origin movie.
He's in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
You read the
Top Gun Maverick
Godfather?
and the Godfather origin show. Yes.
Yeah, I get an ad for that on YouTube. I always skip after 5 seconds, but I always hear the
Oh, he
line
is in
like,
that. Yeah.
have you
But it's
read
like
the-
an origin.
have you ever
on
read the Godfather? Of course, who hasn't? And then I skip.
It's an origin of how
You're
they
like, "Not
made the
me."
movie, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's how
But
the
do you
movie
guys
was
have
made.
any idea? Like, I think about this a lot with Doom, especially. I'm like, I don't even know if there's a human on Earth who could play Doctor Doom, like 100% the character from the comic books, you know?
No,
I
you're right.
can't-
You're right.
It's crazy. Like the Fantastic Four.
Howard
I mean, there's
Stern, maybe.
oh, that actually sounds like a perfect idea. I can't believe people took that seriously. What the fuck was that?
Hunter
About?
did.
I mean,
Hunter took the bait.
I did.
but like, the most I can think of is the dude from You is a Penn. I think it's Badgley or
I
something.
know.
like
Is
that
that the main guy?
Yeah, Joe
I've
Goldberg.
never seen
I
You,
can
but I
see
know who you're
him as
talking about.
I could see him as Reed Richards just because in that show he's like charismatic. I mean, he's a bad person in that show, but he's charismatic and like I could see him do the sciencey stuff. Like I can see it. That's the only one I really think though. But like I'm sure they'll cast someone good. I just have no idea. This is like such an important casting. I have no idea who the fuck they're gonna get.
I mean, yeah, they've never really miscasted. Like when you look at the MCU,
Like
as a whole.
drastically, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, minor roles maybe, but as a major
Mhm.
role, they've never miscasted, which is
Yeah.
an astonishing thing. So I'm sure they won't. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody who fits those two roles. And I'm sure whoever gets
Yeah.
it, we're gonna be like, oh my god, how did I not think of them?
Yeah, that's the thing is because you also have to think about the Fantastic Four. They're not four characters, really. They're one unit. You know, you got to think about like
Right.
chemistry
Right,
between
they need to be able to
actors.
mesh. Right.
Exactly, and that's
And then they need
I
to be able
mean,
to mesh with Doom. There's a fifth one.
exactly, and everyone else because now the universe is about
And
them.
then She-Hulk
you know,
joins. Right.
exactly.
John
Yes,
Byrne.
the She-Hulk. Yeah, it's like I feel like it's. I mean, I don't envy whoever's currently picking through every single actor in Hollywood right now, or even out of Hollywood because they cast unknowns.
Yeah, are they
sometimes.
doing auditions or are they just picking someone? I mean, like, yeah, your
I don't
life is
know.
this now.
Well, they're doing it. They must be doing it now because they have a director. Like, you know, like I don't.
Oh, I keep forgetting they
know.
have a director. Totally
Yeah, so
forgot about that.
they're making the movie. We just don't know. I mean, we'll probably know. You know, by the time we die, we'll know who plays the Fantastic Four in the
I
MCU.
doubt
at least.
By the time we
I
die.
doubt that. Like,
Maybe
you
by
think
the end
this
of the
year,
year,
like
I mean,
Comic Con this year, summer.
You think I don't? Do they do that now? Do they bring people out on stage to reveal them as characters anymore?
Oh yeah, they did that for the Eternal.
they did it for Blade as well.
They
Yeah,
did. Yeah, they did
Salma
for Blade,
Hayek,
yeah.
as you're gonna
But the
forget
shit-
her in a
it's
few
always
months.
like it's always like a variety article, you know, confirmed, blah blah blah's playing Reed. But like
Right.
I want them to go all out. I want there to be fireworks and like a fucking display of I want them to be like, this is the Fantastic Four. You know, like
you want
I want
Robert
them to
Downey Jr. to come out dancing and throwing
exactly
flowers.
throwing
You
the
want-
flowers in the
You want to
crowd,
hear
yeah.
Dwayne Johnson's voice at 2:00 on
Yeah.
a Thursday in Times Square?
I want to see him floating down from the rafters and lightning behind him. Yeah, I want
I
that though.
forgot
Like
about that. Oh my god.
I want them to make it a big deal because it is a big deal. Like I don't want to just read it on some deadline article. I want like the person to come out and be like, I am playing Reed Richards. Here's Kevin Feige, and Kevin
Wait,
Feige
Tyler,
goes,
you're,
yeah, he's
you're
playing Reed
Richards?
Richards. Shit, I shouldn't let that slip. Fuck.
It got revealed on a hero story.
Exclusive scoop right here.
Kevin Feige pops up behind him, fucking puts a gun to his head.
Yeah, you weren't supposed. Well, how did that door?
Not
get open?
officially, yes. We could recast.
How did that
you.
door open? Why is that door open? Oh,
Want to know what happened to
Oh,
Edward
no.
Norton? Yeah, Glass Onion. You saw that? That's a clone of Edward Norton. The real Edward Norton's underground right now.
oh, 6
Edward
feet
Norton,
under.
Terrence Howard, you will join them.
We gave Edward Norton a drug. We forced it on him where he can live forever. He is immortal. He doesn't age. He doesn't need air, sleep,
And we buried him alive.
food, water. Yeah, and we buried him deep underground. He is nothing but his own thoughts.
Imagine
That's
that was
what-
true. Imagine that was like an article that came out. That would be the craziest thing.
Edward Norton's immortal and he's trapped.
Yeah, Kevin Feige buried him alive 15 years ago.
That happened in Immortal Hulk issue 3, I think.
Yeah, they
I'm
buried Edward
describing-
Norton alive. Yeah.
I'm describing a character.
I didn't realize that was
Immortal
comic
Hulk.
Yeah.
accurate.
No, a
I
guy.
remember that, yeah. That
There's
shit is
a guy who was
terrifying.
immortal, but he like tortured his son and killed kids. So Hulk ripped
Hulk.
off his limbs and buried him.
Yeah,
And he-
under in a mountain.
You say
Yeah.
buried kind of weird.
Buried.
Mhm.
Buried alive.
Buried.
Buried. Is it buried?
Buried.
Buried.
Oh,
or
It is
just like a
buried.
buried?
Oh, he
It's
buried him.
definitely buried. Definitely
Buried.
100%
Okay,
buried.
Yeah.
my bad. My bad.
Buried.
Some guy on Twitter was just like, "Oh, James Gunn, it's my birthday on January 14th. Can you announce everything DC?" And James Gunn replied for some reason saying, "Yeah, as a late present." So
It'll be in this
I wrote
month,
that
he said.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that down. He's
Which
saying that
I guess we already knew.
a lot of articles just like it's happening on January 14th. No, it's not. He said a late present. It means after January 14th. So, it's happening. And this isn't really news, but I felt like writing it down anyways. Peter Safran went on a ski trip with his family, and Zachary Levi was with him for some reason. But that kind of shows that he's friends with them, I guess.
But do you
'cause-
think Zachary Levi's like holding them all hostage?
Yeah, or
Being
that,
like,
'cause it's-
give
it
me
just-
let me
the
keep
photos
the
that
fucking
came
role.
out are just Peter Safran, like his daughter, his son, his wife, and Zachary Levi. They're like skiing together.
He got a gun behind his back. Big smiles for the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm staying as Shazam.
So
But yeah, we talked about this saying maybe he'll get recasted as a different DC character.
I don't
Lobo.
know.
Yeah,
I'm just-
Lobo.
So there was an article that came out today. It was an interview with Collider, and it was a Matt Reeves interview for the 15th anniversary of Cloverfield. And they asked him about
Holy
like what's
shit,
going to
15
be
years since Cloverfield. That's kind of
15 years since Cloverfield. Yeah, that is crazy, man. That movie, I think we talked about that movie scarred me.
I can remember that as a
Um,
kid. Holy shit.
So people asked him obviously what are they going to be doing, James Gunn, Peter Safran with the Batman, and he said they, Gunn and Safran, have been great. We're actually supposed to meet in the next few weeks because they want to talk about the broad plan and they want to hear the Batverse plan. We're just getting together to talk about all of that. Look, I'm excited to hear what they're doing. The Batverse thing, as James has said and Peter has said, it's kind of their own thing. It's kind of its own thing that they're letting us do. And then he later said, blah, 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 that they're going to talk about the 10-year plan and what's near in the future so that they cannot be crashing into each other. They're doing air traffic control is what he said, so that their plot lines don't collide, whatever they do and whatever Matt Reeves does. I think that's a fucking disaster. They're actually going to have two separate Batman in live action at the same fucking time.
Like I thought Peter Safran said they're not going to be seeing two Batman anymore.
I don't know, man. I mean, maybe he's just saying this and then he goes to this meeting and James Gunn's like, bro, no. You're in our universe now, which is honestly what I hope happens. Like,
Me
I think
too.
someone needs to put their foot down. But if they don't do that and they genuinely let there be two Batman at the same time, I think that's a disaster in the making.
The Batman happened because Ben Affleck said he didn't want to do it anymore. So they cast a new
Yeah.
Batman. And now you have the perfect opportunity to
You have the young Batman who's still learning, and you want to start a new universe where the young characters are all still learning. Come on, guys.
We're about to get another young Batman movie.
Yeah, I genuinely think that's a disaster. in
Air
the
traffic
making.
control, so they don't do like quarter vowels at the same time.
Yeah, they both don't do quarter vowels. Yeah.
They'll be
Imagine
like,
that.
okay, you do quarter vowels in 2025, and we'll do it in
Black Mirror.
2027. Like,
I just-
why?
I genuinely hope this meeting, he walks in, he's like, so this is the plan. And then James Gunn goes, okay, but that's in our universe now. Okay, thank you. It's just, they can't be that dumb, right?
But James, like, it's not like he's afraid to say no to that. Like, James, you
He fired Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he announced he's back, you
Yeah.
fired Patty Jenkins. Like, just tell Matt Reeves you could still do your movies, but
Yeah.
Superman's
it's in
gonna
our
fly by
universe.
every so often.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Superman's going to fly by. Like, people are always acting like if they announce this, if they say that it's in the same universe, then like Superman and Wonder Woman are going to be the main characters of Batman 2. You know,
Right.
like that's what people act like. Like Batman's going to be like, oh, I guess I was going to go deal with this, Riddler issue, but really I just want to go hang out with the Justice League today. Like that's not what's going to happen.
Right, as if like the Winter Soldier, like Iron Man has to show up like to save the day, or like
Exactly.
Thor has to show up.
Then yeah, exactly. It like I always use the example, but Daredevil, it's like the Avengers they exist in that universe. They're always mentioned. They never show up because it's not their fucking issue.
I always mention the guy with the flag.
Yeah, exactly. The guy with the flag and the A on his head, the big green strong guy, the dude with the hammer. I fucking hate that. As if they don't know who the Avengers are, the most famous people in the history of the world. And
they always like subtly be like the attack on New York.
Yeah, Jessica Jones is like, oh, yeah, with the flag waver. He's never waved a flag in his life. He's got a shield. Jessica.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean,
I hope they don't do that. It would be a nightmare. It would
be a
nightmare.
Like that's what's happening.
You know how annoying DC fans are now, being like, Affleck was better than Pattinson. Oh no, actually, Pattinson was better than Keaton. Imagine if there are two Batman at the same time that they're fucking arguing.
The Flash movie,
two Batman
coming
movies
in.
released in the same year. Could you imagine that?
They're
different.
Yeah,
they're different Batman.
Batman,
and they're both Court of
Owls,
Owls.
action. Oh my god!
Like JD and I started this podcast like 100 years ago. We've talked about Ben Affleck. We talked about Batman being casted in Batwoman and Titans and Gotham.
Talked about Adam West getting casted. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, but like
back in the day, yeah.
Like we've talked, like even when you and Harper joined, Tyler, we've talked about Pattinson being casted and going through this whole thing of like young Bat. I think you were for that.
He was cast a year before, I think. But we were still in the build up to it. We were still just like, we can't wait for Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah, being young Batman. It's not an origin, but it's
I can't wait for the next Batman.
And they're not going to do an origin for Batman here. They're not. So we're just going to get another young Batman. That's not an origin.
Imagine they did the origin. Like, imagine. That'd be hilarious. The same thing with Superman though. They're not going to be doing Superman. It's like they're literally. James Gunn said that's the new Superman movie is not going to be an origin. It's going to be a tale of young Superman. It's literally the same thing as the fucking Batman. Why don't they exist in the same universe? Just let them exist in the same universe. I want to see Rob meet a Superman. That'd be cool.
Maybe the Superman would come up before the Batman too. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh, well, maybe they could time it so that when Reeves's universe ends in like a trilogy and then the new DCU really kicks off, then they could have Batman. But it's like, no. I want it to be Robert Pattinson. Rob's the Batman we're attached to now. He's the Batman of this generation now. Like that's how it works. There's a Batman and then there's a next one. It's Rob right now. Don't give us two.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Imagine if they were like, imagine if they had Andrew Garfield, right? And then they're like, also Spider-Man's in the MCU with the Avengers. And it's like, no one's going to pay attention to Andrew Garfield if Spider-Man's also hanging out with the Avengers in other movies,
Yeah, and that's what they're doing with Batman. I mean, we're gonna find out the whole plan right away here.
Yeah, but I hope they. I mean, I don't want to say hope they make the right decision because I'm sure that they can make it work. But just don't be stupid about it. Like, please.
Don't do the two, don't do two of them. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. That's.
Oh, lastly, they confirmed Green Arrow by Joshua Williamson is only going to be a 6-issue miniseries. Because a lot of people are thinking that it was going to be an ongoing, but it's
is that true? Was that? Are you joking?
No,
Why?
I swear to
God,
what? That came out yesterday, maybe. It's only going to be a 6-issue miniseries.
Oh my god!
So the colorist, I believe, I forget who. It might be the artist, but I'm pretty sure it's the colorist of this book. Said
Sean
when it was
Isaac
announced,
is the artist.
He said when it was announced that he's the artist of this mini series. He did say miniseries, but everyone was just like, I thought it was ongoing. It's like, and he replied to
Green
comments saying,
Arrow 2023 #1 launches April 25th. The book is a 6-issue miniseries that follows on from Dark Crisis, where Oliver is lost in the multiverse and presumed dead.
What? Lost in? That's what happens in Dark Crisis. He's lost in the multiverse.
Donna DC.
Is he back?
I thought he was back.
I thought he was back too.
How does Peacemaker tie into this?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, the artist said.
Just when we thought, like, all right, maybe DC's getting on the right track, a Green Arrow title.
Why is it, bro? Green Arrow is like older than World War II, and it's like so hard to give him a.
Green Arrow is a staple of DC Comics.
Yeah, he's like. Why don't they? It's not a risk to give him a comic book that lasts for longer than 6 issues.
His
Now-
Rebirth one was
That's
great.
I
crazy.
wonder if it could be one of those things where it starts as a miniseries and then they just end up making it an ongoing. But
Hopefully, if sales are good enough. I mean, people
It's annoying.
want a Green Arrow book, right? It's been 5 years.
people were pissed online that this is only a miniseries.
Yeah, I that's crazy. Actually,
And
that's
the fact I
fucking
thought it was gonna be like
insane.
Green Arrow, like back in the main universe. It's just him trying to get back.
Oh,
like
they're
the
doing
Tales of
Young
the
Justice.
Is he gonna run into like Tempest Fuginaut and like run into President Superman? Like,
Yes.
Oh, he
Oh my god!
definitely is.
Wow.
They're doing
so.
Bendis Young Justice.
Gem World! I didn't even think of that.
They're
Yeah.
100%.
How was
Ginny
Gem
Hex
World
and
rocked by Dark
Amethyst.
Crisis?
Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
like dire. That's
Yeah,
DC
bad,
Superman
bro.
dropped the
Multiverse
disappointing
sucks.
news to end it.
Like DC
DC
Multiverse
do you-
sucks.
The DC multiverse sucks so hard, dude.
It's always the
you know what
same
it
like
is?
5.
You know what it is about the DC multiverse is that it's a crutch for them. It's like they're like, we need it for any of our shit to make sense, and they can't ever fucking let it go. Just
And
let
they-
it go.
And they love to like, oh, we'll have like Kingdom Come Superman appear in like the background of a panel, so people are like,
Yeah.
hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the
They'll do that,
background,
but
yeah.
they do that with every fucking character they've ever created. Like, remember that splash page in Metal where it's like all the Batman from every Elseworld story ever? It's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
okay, yay, I guess. There's
Right.
Dark Knight Returns Batman. There's Vampire cool, I guess. You know, like, how many times are they gonna do another multiverse story? Kill it. Remember when they killed it after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it was dead for a long time.
And that was probably the best period of the DC universe. I mean, arguably.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to me that they keep doing this. It's like, are they ever gonna learn?
They can't keep getting away with this.
And it's always Gem World. We see President Superman. We
Earth
see
3. It's always Earth,
Earth
3.
3. Yeah, Earth.
Yeah.
Always.
Is
And
that
then
it?
there's
You
like
get
a
like the
silhouette
Vampire
of
Earth for
is-
some reason.
no,
for
but
no
you
reason.
forget Flashpoint Batman is always showing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Flashpoint
Yeah.
Batman will be in the
Earth
background. Kingdom Come
9,
Superman.
I think.
Yeah.
They'll have like a DC animated universe Superman appear in the background. So
I think
like,
Earth
Yeah.
9 is the gender bent one where they always just show
Yeah.
Aquawoman.
Mhm. And then
Yeah.
oh,
Just
and then
Aquawoman.
Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew as well.
Yeah,
Don't forget about
Captain
that.
Carrot.
Don't forget
Like,
about
it's
them.
always the same actors.
But it's weird how we
President
could like
Superman.
mention all these multiverse stories that happen so often. Red Sun, like
Yeah.
the Red Sun's always shown.
And
I
Red Sun
don't know.
Batman as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
The best multiverse DC story is that one in Superman Rebirth.
Where it's all like Superman No Way Home.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like the
Yeah,
best
that one's
one.
not bad.
But
Yeah,
that was before it got overcrowded.
but it's like the history of the DC multiverse, like Crisis on Infinite Earths fucking sucks. Like, and I'm sorry for people that like to
It does.
pretend it's good. It's like reading a dictionary or like an encyclopedia.
it's
It's
so
literally
boring.
like textbook homework and like, all right, what am I gonna learn? It's just pages and pages of text and it's just fucking boring.
Correct.
Infinite Crisis is mid. It's all right. It's just okay. It's just okay.
It's the best of the crises, but it's not
Yeah.
saying much.
And then like what? Does it Flashpoint count? I guess it's a
It
I
shouldn't.
count it. Yeah, I count it.
what Dark Crisis on
Final
Infinite
Crisis,
Earths.
Grant
Final-
Morrison. You need like an encyclopedia to understand.
Yeah, and then there was metal and death metal and fuck it. Just fuck it. I hated it all.
Infinite
I just don't
Frontiers,
the
technically.
DC multiverse is just boring, dude.
Marvel barely does multiverse, but when they do Secret Wars. And
Yeah.
time runs out.
Or Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse was fun.
yeah,
You know, but that was like
it's
they did that
good.
once. They did it twice, I
No,
guess.
they're
But
I was
doing
saying,
a
wasn't
third
it two of
time
them?
now.
Yeah,
They're doing a third right now.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's that okay. Never
But
mind.
it's good.
But yeah, but it's
well
good, yeah.
done.
Yeah.
And
I
even
always
for
think,
live
like-
for live action, we have Loki, we have Spider-Verse for Marvel, and for DC we have like CW Crisis.
Oh God.
DC,
Yeah.
just give up with the.
I always
multiverse.
think like the best example, and I get it's different because it's on such a smaller scale. But when Invincible does like the parallel
Oh,
Earths, like that was
yeah.
one of the coolest arcs.
It's
guess
so
I'll get
good.
there eventually.
It's in the first compendium, Tyler.
Yeah.
Is it really? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you
Ooh,
will get there. It is the best. It's one of the best arcs in the whole series.
Yeah.
I mean, there's what 40 arcs in the whole series. It's top 10, I'd say, and that's saying a lot because that's really good. Do you agree?
40 seems like a lot.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of the arcs.
Some of those arcs go on for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way,
20,
yeah, it's a very
30?
good arc. It's one of the best arcs
30.
out there.
Yeah, and it's in the first compendium. It's so, and it leaves things to continue the story, but also things for way in the future off to compendium 3
right.
that still affect the story.
But like that's an example of like a good kind of multiverse story. I think like it's a smaller scales, but yeah.
I'm just thinking about
DC,
how. Yeah, you said this started because you said DC, like
Green Arrow miniseries.
Yeah, and it's just like we do this like pretty much every week, but we just keep going down the rabbit hole of how nothing they're doing seems to be working. I mean, we were just talking about how their live action universe seems to be fractured already, and they just canceled the last one. You know, it's like, what the fuck is going on, man?
World's Finest is still good. I'm still enjoying Daredevil, Moon Knight, and Miles
Okay,
Morales.
I got to talk about Daredevil because I thought this issue was
Okay, so I'm gonna go grab it. It's just in the other room, so you can start talking.
How unprofessional to not have your comics on. Anyway,
I think I heard about it. Does a big character? No, I haven't caught up on it yet. But is there like a big character that died or something? Someone's dead off panel or something. I heard.
No.
Maybe the Punisher's dead or something.
No, I mean.
No. Okay. I don't know what I read.
Did I not read the last page? Hold on, I don't remember Punisher dying.
No, I don't know. I just read. I don't know if that's true. I just heard maybe.
No, like it ends with like we're gonna fight like the Punisher fight is coming.
Yeah. Okay. What the is that Fing Fang Foom?
Oh, the dragon.
Yeah.
Bro, they call me off guard when you said.
Behind you is that Fing Fang Foom?
It's a whole weird arc where basically Daredevil breaks the people out of prison, right? And Daredevil's like, I'm gonna essentially run my own prison of like, I'm gonna rehabilitate you guys, and you guys are gonna be good. And like all the people that he's interviewing, like one by one, are like, I want more power, I want respect, and it's like Daredevil's like, oh, prisons don't work, and I'm like, okay, I mean,
yeah.
Okay. How many people have you fucking put there, Daredevil?
Yeah, you were a lawyer, bro. It's a bit too late to decide prison doesn't work.
You were a lawyer and a fucking vigilante. Like, how many people have you put in prison here for you to say like prison doesn't work? It's a weird arc that like he's like, prison doesn't work. I'm going to run my own prison, and then his own prison like is not running well. And
that's because the last time he went to prison, he turned into Venom. Remember
that?
Prison clearly does not work.
Yeah, it does change him.
That is a canon Marvel comic.
Yeah.
DC, perhaps I treated you too harshly.
I forgot about that. And it's like it's in like a perfect Daredevil run too. It's just stuck there.
I don't know. So far, like since post Devil's Reign, I have not been enjoying the Daredevil book to the degree that I think I should.
Are you gonna keep reading?
No, yeah, I'm gonna keep reading it. I mean, don't let's not talk crazy. Take it easy there, sweetheart.
Okay.
But I just think it's been very okay. Like this whole, like I said, the whole him starting a prison, like I think it's
Yeah, he's a cult leader.
Right. And like
are they just gonna do Shadowland again?
They
are, yeah, but better?
I never read Shadowland, so I couldn't even tell you.
Shadowland's not good, and it was a shame because it's a good idea, and if they do it again, I'm sure it could be. I mean, Chip Scarves could do it better. I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been enjoying it.
I do agree. Like I've been enjoying it, but this was the one issue where I'm like, wow, I don't like this.
I don't even know who
did it
wrote
kind of feel like
Shadowland.
nothing like I thought they were going to start the issue with like, all right, now we're matching up with Punisher, and then like by the end of the issue, he's finally like, all right,
Punisher's
let's go Punisher.
on the cover.
Right. Well, and at the end of because I read issue 6 before reading this, because I couldn't remember what happened in issue 6, and in issue 6, like he's basically like, all right, it's being the Punisher, like let's go, and then like doesn't start with that. Like they only get to that at the very end.
Yeah. And so I guess next issue,
dragon behind them.
I don't know. It's just felt.
I kind of felt like nothing happened in this issue. You know.
Yeah.
Like
they lost. They lost. What's his name? Bullet.
Bullet.
Bullet, the big like ox guy.
Yeah.
I remember him from Daredevil End of Days.
Yeah. So he quit, and Daredevil was like, "Oh, okay."
Like, well, basically, he said he was like he said he was gonna like go back to his son. So Daredevil's like, fine, I'll let him out of my prison because he's gonna go back to his son. He's gonna be a good guy. And then like his son is gone, so he's like, I'm gonna go back to killing people. And it's just like, wow, Daredevil, you're a really effective warden, dude.
You forcefully took these people out of jail. When they say, I want to go home, you're just like, yep.
No.
You go home. Like, what do you do? He's letting criminals go free. Like,
it's weird like, it doesn't feel right. And I don't know if that's supposed to be like the point of like,
I think that
what if
he's
they
got like Elektra brings out the worst in him, and running this whole like cult has made him like this.
Do you think an end of an issue reveal is going to be like he's been mind controlled by the beast? The hand thing.
I mean,
but that was literally Shadowland is the thing.
But that was my point. And I know Harper said this for a while, that Chip Zdarsky kind of repeats the stories. He kind of tries to do them.
Right there.
Sorry
about that. The Elektra poster. I remember when that happened, when the Elektra, you turn the page and it was not, they didn't show a reveal or anything. They didn't tease that at all. You just turned the page when you read that issue and you were like, Elektra is Daredevil now. That's sick. And
that was great. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's okay, but
I haven't been feeling this run since it's post Devil's Reign.
They're doing Daredevil in a different direction, I guess, but I kind of like just jumping through New York rooftops.
Yeah, his new costume also is not good, right? Like it's weird.
I think
the beard. What's up with the beard?
The beard I don't like, but I think the costume.
I mean, even like kind of like the utility belt. I don't know.
Yeah, that's odd.
There's just a lot of black on it now, but I think the suit's pretty good.
It's all right.
Tell me about your Flash.
Well, first of all, there's a coloring mistake, which kind of pissed me off.
Jay Garrick.
Yeah, there's a scene with Jay Garrick where he's just blonde, like he just looks like Barry.
Yeah, I saw that.
Basically, it's just setting up the 1 minute war, like all of a sudden time freezes around them. It's supposed to be like an alien invasion of aliens who have access to the Speed Force. So when the aliens like break like into the Earth atmosphere, everything freezes. The only people who are moving are the speedsters. So like they're basically all realizing like, all right, we're the only ones that can move. The big thing of this issue is that Iris basically like she has like a wedding ring on the table and like says like, do you want to spend the rest of your life with me, to Barry? And Barry's like kind of like fidgeting like to I don't know, to get out of it, and then Iris freezes. But the alien ship, like with the restaurant they're in, like it like hits that building, and Iris gets like destroyed by like the debris, and they end it with Iris
no.
And one of the covers for the upcoming issues is Barry like looking like all like sad, and I remember people in the comments were like, "Is Iris gonna die?" And I'm like, "Oh God, is she?
Is she?
Do you think they could do that?"
No,
I don't know. I didn't think so. I mean, again, that's the virus talent. It's already happened.
Yeah, they did that already. But what are they going to do with Barry and Iris? I mean, it's so redundant to get them married and have kids because Wally's already the married Flash with kids, right?
Well, Iris's point is, and like she literally says to Barry, like when she's trying to get them to kind of make a decision. She says like, where is it? Look, she says like, I'm hoping that you'll come back. Look at Wally and Linda; they're on their third kid. And then Barry says, "You want kids?" And she's like, "Maybe someday. I just want to know that it's a possibility, that we have a future." And then that's when she gets.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. Imagine being married. Imagine being in a relationship with Barry Allen. The dude will
and your
not.
nephew, who's younger than you, is on his third child.
Yeah, fuck. That's fucked up. I might have to go through and read this Jeremy Adams run. I feel like I might actually enjoy it. You said it's like Fantastic Four run, or
I think that
Fantastic Four vibes, right?
Bart and Wallace interact. I don't know that I've ever seen them interact before.
No, they're older. Met.
Have they?
Haven't they?
Who's older at this point, though? Like who's yeah.
Wallace gets all mad that like Bart showed up on the scene, and then he's like, "What, are you jealous of me being Kid Flash?" And Bart's like, "Oh, please, I've been there, done that. Like, I'm not Kid Flash anymore."
Yeah,
but
people didn't like that.
It does kind of ring true of like, why is he still Impulse then? Like, shouldn't he be something more?
Well, Speed Metal. They're both in Speed Metal. Sorry, I was trying to think of books that they've been in.
But have they talked, interact? Like, this is the first time I've ever seen them talk.
Was Bart in that story that sounds just like this with Grodd, like freezing the city?
No, that was
pre-Grodd.
Perfect Storm.
Yeah, or not pre-Grodd. That was pre-Bart coming back.
Yeah,
Grodd story was pre-Grodd.
Yeah, Bart came back after Flash War.
Yeah. Man, remember that? That was hype. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was
that
cool.
was hype.
Yeah, that was so hype.
That
was when I cared about the Flash.
So
is this book? It's good though, right? You said it gives like Fantastic Four vibes, right?
I think that it could be Fantastic Four vibes. Like when it's actually the West family, they are the Fantastic Four. You know, the four of them
That's cool.
with powers.
Yeah.
So I'd like them to dive more into that. But 1 Minute War is going to be the whole Flash family first. So, but yeah, I'm like, are they really going to kill off Iris? I was shocked.
I guess we'll see. Yeah,
The next
Jeremy
issue is
Adams.
like a 1 Minute War special.
Oh wow, they're really hyping up. This is like an event.
It's an event. It's going bi-weekly too.
They love Flash writers, man, at DC, don't they? They will give Flash writers anything. Look at Joshua Williamson.
There's been a rumor though that Jeremy Adams isn't in the book anymore. Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? So, he was going to leave the book, or he's going to?
Apparently,
he's going to Substack.
That he might be that he might be taken off of it because like he was tweeting like, oh, like you know, getting on a book is the hardest thing, and then trying to stay on it like it's just so hard. Like you know, it's being a writer like can be like a tough job, basically. And you know, everyone was like, oh man, you know, it'll get better, whatever. And then like he hasn't said anything about Flash 800. So this is Flash 790. And I think 1 Minute War runs pretty much up to 800, but he hasn't said anything about 800, like confirming that whether it's going to be like he's going to write it. It's going to be a lot of writers. So I'm wondering, like, are they going to use 800 as the chance to switch out? Like, there's one rumor going around, and it doesn't really have a source, but that Tom Taylor wants to take over the Flash, and that he used his Nightwing crossover as kind of like his little start of like, can I write Flash? Which I like Tom Taylor and all, but I'd rather keep Flash the way it is.
Yeah.
If you had to pick someone, who would you pick?
Honestly, I don't know that there's another writer at DC that grabs
Jeremy
me like
Adams.
I just had someone in my fucking mind, but I don't even know who. I forgot already.
Tom King.
Okay, yeah.
We
saw what happens when Tom King writes Wally West.
Yeah. I don't know who I would pick either. I mean, I'm not
Mark Waid.
Well,
fan,
I mean, yeah, Mark Waid, obviously, but like, I don't know. I like the way the Flash has been. I think since Jeremy took over, it's been consistent, and I think it's been consistently enjoyable. So I just don't know why you'd want to change that.
Is it selling? It's selling well, right?
It's selling so well. It beats Spider-Man.
I mean, it was the most pulled book of the week, which is nuts. In a week where Spider-Man and Daredevil came out.
Yeah,
Spider-Man sucks though.
I know, but it's still the Amazing Spider-Man.
But it's not like this is like a Flash number 1. This is Flash number 790. You know,
yeah. No, it's selling really well.
I don't know. I hope DC doesn't do the stupid thing that they love to do, where they mess with something when it's going fine. Like,
oh shit! Well, think about this. They got a Flash movie and a Flash show that's ending, both starring Barry Allen this year.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, if this is going to be going bi-weekly, right? You just said that. Yeah. It could line up, dude. 10 issues is 5 months, and that movie comes out in June.
And then Barry takes back over at 800.
Holy shit!
With a new writer.
We just cracked it, guys.
That's not good. Wally West is done again.
Oh wow, he's cooked. That would be. Imagine they killed off Wally, Linda, and his kids in this arc.
Oh my god. Barry could trade Iris's life for the entire West family. He's like, I'll do it.
It's like, hey, Jeremy, we know that you base Wally's kids. You write them like your kids, but
we're killing them.
You gotta kill them.
You gotta kill them how you would kill your kids.
You gotta kill them for Ezra.
Oh my god,
Ezra Miller.
Wow, that can't be. They can't do that, right? They can't.
I really hope not, but I don't know. Just the fact that he hasn't confirmed, like, hey, I'm doing 8. You would think like 10 issues away from 800, that would be your big selling point. Like, hey, man.
Tom Taylor's been hyping up Nightwing 100 for like 2 years.
Right. Like you would think like 800, like, hey, me and Mark Waid are going to write a hell of a story for Nightwing or for Flash 800.
That'd be amazing. Wow.
That just scared the shit out of me what I just said. That really, like, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, oh my
I didn't even think about it like that. That
you're not even a Flash fan.
Go back to Barry.
Yeah. No, that just seems like the wrong decision. But I mean, it's DC Comics. So.
I mean, I was shocked when they even gave Wally back the book. I didn't think that was ever going to happen again, you know?
Yeah. What if they split it in 2 then?
Do 2 Flash books. The Flash movie's coming. May as well
I
do
kind
2.
of like keeping it as one book at this point. Like to have a second title, I don't know. It kind of like
have the second title be Barry.
Yeah, Barry.
I just don't think they'd ever do that. I don't think
Barry Allen Flash, Wally West Flash.
Yeah, they probably
won't. It would be like Captain America, where Steve Rogers is like the second title. You know, where it's like Bucky is. You know what I mean?
They kind of did that.
Captain America has 2 titles right now.
Well, that was when he was a Hydra, but yeah.
Right.
Right now, though,
there's 2. There are 2 Cap titles. Yeah.
like it made sense, I guess, for Wally to take over because Barry disappeared, right? You had him gone for a while, but now that Barry's back, you can't keep explaining like, oh, well, he was off doing this. Like now,
and there's no
he's back in the
Justice League right
universe.
now, right? So it's like, where's
Right? So you have nothing for Barry.
Yeah, but
That's why I thought maybe
That's-
they'll do like the whole him and Iris are gonna go start a family in the future, like how
yeah,
they-
and just go
past.
retire. Yeah,
Right. But Ezra Miller came a
Wow.
knocking.
that's
Yo,
fucked
he's
up.
literally ruining Jeremy Adams.
They can't keep getting away with this.
That's what he do.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's the one to.
I'm excited for the next 1 minute war issue, but I'm scared for the future of Flash.
That is crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Huh.
Fuck. No, that's crazy.
It's good that it's selling well. Like it was.
It does appear to be selling. Like that is cool. But
It's only we record on Thursday, so we don't know if it's sold out or anything. But for pre-orders and everything, it was top.
I've seen a lot of talking about what is it? 1 minute war, right?
1 minute
Yeah.
war. Yeah.
I nearly said
I
1
mean-
second war, but yeah,
I
I've
mean,
heard a
when
lot
I
of people talking
when I
about
went to my shop, it like only the variants were left. The main cover was gone. So maybe that means selling.
That's a good thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are.
Yeah, I
reading it.
didn't even see it when I went to the comic book store today.
I didn't see it either when I went. Huh.
Damn.
But I did see Miles Morales Spider-Man, which is one of Marvel's best books at the moment. It's only issue 2, so I don't want to say it's the best, but you're gonna like this, Tyler. You will read this eventually.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
no, I will. Here's the thing: art looks good, but I am very confused. Very, very not confused. I just think the way that I know the art is actually like gorgeous. I know
It's
the dude
amazing.
he drew like what was it? It was like 50.1 when Nick Spencer was writing it. It was like in Last Rites, right? He drew the issues where it was Doctor Strange and Black Cat and Spider-Man all teaming up. That shit was awesome. But from what I've seen, I just don't really like the way that Miles. Like I don't like Miles's voice.
Fox, yeah. He
Yeah,
talks
it's
different.
just but it's like it just feels cringy to me. Like from what
it's
I've
a
read,
lot of slang.
and it's a lot of slang. But like last issue, I read a part. Like there was the part I saw the last issue where it was like he wants Peter's reassurance, but he can't get it, so he says, "Great power." That's cool, right?
Yeah.
But I also was like, he was like, "You were wilding back there, Miles," and I'm like, do people talk like that? Like, it's a black writer, so it's not as cringy as if it was like Bendis writing it or something, you know. But it still feels weird
Because the exaggerated swagger.
because it still feels weird because Miles isn't established to talk like that, and it feels like they're just making him talk like that because they're like, what do kids say these days? You know, he just went on TikTok or something and read
How do you
comments.
do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
It just felt weird, and I mean, I'm sure it's well written. I just that voice, I don't know, it threw me off, man. I was just like, who the fuck is that? That's not Miles. You know, that's some other guy.
Yeah,
But I'm sure it's good.
Okay, I'm glad I noticed that. I looked up reviews and everything, and everyone's praising this run, and I didn't see anyone mention that. But I'm glad to see I wasn't alone because he's with Misty Knight for most of this issue. When he
which I
meets her for
think
the
is a good
first
idea.
time.
That's a good mentor for Miles.
He
Misty.
meets her, and the whole time he's talking, he's doing slang and stuff. And I just imagine his voice like at the end of Spider-Verse.
Read a line.
I will in a second. At the end of Spider-Verse, when he goes to his dad, but he's still suited up, he's like, "Thank you for your service." Yeah, like he like changes his voice so he does not recognize. That's like, okay,
here we go.
What the hecker are you doing here? What the hecker? He says hecker. Are you doing here?
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on. Okay, Genki. Now's not a really good time. Let me hit you later. And then Missy says, "You good?" And he says, "I'm straight. Just superhero stuff." So he's saying, "I'm straight." That's not too bad.
It's not bad. It's not like people don't talk like that, I guess. But like, it's just, I don't know. It just feels weird coming out of Miles. It's like Miles never spoke exactly like that. Not that, I don't know. It just comes off as weird to me. And I heard Robert message me, and he said that the new Miles, like, that he's kind of doing the thing that Spider-Man does, where he's like pushing people out of his life because he has to be Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
Miles never did that.
He's doing that with.
I gotta read it. I mean, I don't want to criticize without having read it. I gotta read it, but it just seems weird.
Tiana is like his girlfriend for the past like year now. Actually, she's Vulture's granddaughter.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I remember that character. Yeah.
So they've been like
off
again, on again. Yeah, they've been going back and forth, but she goes to Miles and she's just like, yo, you've been dodging my texts and everything. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm busy in school. I got detention in school. My parents are angry at me, and the scorpion stabbed me in the stomach. Like, I've been busy. And then she's just like, well, like I'm at your house right now. You're doing laundry. Like, you could have sent me a text or something to let me know. But last run, she was doing this to Miles. She was ignoring Miles when Miles confronted her. She's just like, I've been doing my own thing. Don't get too attached, don't get clingy. But now it's like they swapped roles, so that's a little odd. And I know that the writer now,
it's Cody Ziegler.
Yeah, Ziegler.
See, I remember. I think he did an issue in like the 10-year anniversary of Miles issue. He did a story rather in that issue, and it was like an adult Miles, and that had like the slang like turned up to 11, and that shit was cringy. Like that was, if I think that's the same writer, and that was like ugly to read. It was like, remember that What If Miles was Thor, where it was like Asgard is his hood, or Asgard is his ghetto, or whatever. By Odin's Fade and shit like that. Like that terrible, terrible writing.
Mjolnir had graffiti all over it.
Yeah, it's not quite that, but I'm like, it's sus. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not as bad now that I'm looking at it, but it's enough to make me notice.
I mean, I'll read it. I will read it. I mean, I have to. It's a Miles Morales book.
It is still good. Like, the story's still very interesting so far, and he's fighting with Genki, and there's development happening. He FaceTimes his parents in the first issue and just starts crying because he's just, life is hard, and they're the only two people besides Genki that know he's Spider-Man, and Peter, I guess, but Peter and him aren't as close in Miles runs, I've noticed. They say they're close, but they don't interact that often. But I don't know. It's good, but it does have a few problems. First appearance of a new villain right here too, who looks very similar to the villain of the game. Just like,
I can't even like read that outfit. I can't even see what I'm looking at. Okay, all right. Yeah, it was a weird angle. Yeah, it kind of looks like Tinkerer.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I do recommend it. It's only on issue 2, and it's good so far. There's just some weird dialogue moment, but it's still very good. And Scorpion's the main villain of this first arc. And Scorpion Miles kind of have history from not King in Black, Absolute Carnage, I believe it was. They team up.
Miles also had his history with his version of Scorpion when he was back in the Ultimate Universe. When Scorpion was like a drug dealer, remember?
Yeah. I also read Moon Knight. I do recommend Moon Knight. It's
Do you I was gonna say, you sent this in the chat earlier. Moon Knight's good, right? But I was gonna say, remember the Black Panther thing you sent earlier in the chat, right? Because I found the full page, and can we talk about that?
Yeah.
So John Ridley's writing Black Panther.
You're muted, JD. I saw you move your lips there.
What was this?
So it was a Black Panther issue. So it's Steve talking to T'Challa. It's John Ridley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, John Ridley's writing this book. He wrote, all the Jace Fox stuff. He also wrote
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. So he's a good writer. I mean, there's no one saying he's not a good writer, but I don't.
Greatest comic writer.
Yeah, I don't think he has respect for comic book voices. Is the thing. I don't know if he knows what these characters actually sound like. Because so you sent the panel where Steve says to T'Challa, Captain America says to Black Panther, I told you the Avengers would handle things, so you can either go back to Wakanda or stick around and get your butt kicked.
He told him to go back to Africa.
Yeah, go back to Africa.
That's so bad.
So then the rest of them is, the rest of the panel, the page, I'll send it in the chat because it's gross.
I've seen the full page. Yeah, I just cropped that part specifically, but it's just it's bad dialogue.
But so it's them arguing, right? And then Steve says, your intentions don't matter. You screwed up and nobody trusts you to fix things. So one more time, you surrendering or you taking the butt whooping? And and then T'Challa just says, it has been building to this between us, Stephen. It has been building to this between us, Stephen.
And then he says, and I will not go quietly.
Quietly
says, okay.
But what? You surrendering or you taking the butt whooping?
No,
this was in Black Panther.
I was going to say, what the fuck does that have to do with Moon Knight?
No, this was Black Panther that came out this week, and it's got a lot of criticism because of
John Ridley thinks that he does that thing. He thinks that Steve Rogers is like well, he's from the 40s. He must be racist. Like, it's like that, butt whooping. Like, it's almost like what is that, bro?
You have to like imagine
doing
he has,
a
like,
southern accent. You're gonna surrender or you're gonna take the butt whooping. Like,
listen here now, boy. It's like,
yeah, you're gonna surrender or you're gonna take the butt whooping.
Jesus.
Yeah, Steve. And Steve Rogers also, he's a nice guy. It's Captain America we're talking about.
To other heroes, especially Black Panther, a king
a
who
king.
led the Avengers
he went
for the
to
past
Wakanda in the 40s. He was there in World War II, and they kicked his ass.
I was gonna read that. I saw that miniseries. I'm like, that was good.
They kicked his ass, bro. That's crazy. Because I also saw someone posted like this side by side with a panel from Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel, where Carol has to like do something behind the Avengers' back, and Steve goes, "Listen, Carol, like it seems bad from my point of view, but I trust you because I know you. So do whatever you got to do." And in this, he's just like, "I will kick your ass, T'Challa, if you don't go back to Africa." That's crazy.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen that
fucking
comparison.
insane.
Like he looks like Carol says, "I don't know about this, but I trust you," and puts the shield down. Like, I'm not going to fight you. I trust you.
Yeah.
But go back to Africa, or I'll whoop your ass. That's what.
Yeah. It has been building to this between us, Stephen. All right, T'Challa.
So
Since
bad.
when? Since
it's
when?
So bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not reading the run, but I've heard it's not good too.
I don't know if John Ridley should be writing comic books. I mean, the Jace Fox that project failed, obviously. Like that yeah. And I was even looking through because I like you mentioned, JD. I was reading Tynan's Batman, and there's ads for Jace Fox, and it says like the book is called "I Am Batman," and I'm just like, no, you aren't. No, you're not, bro. Like, you can't just say that. You can't just put a book title that says "I am Batman" and say this character's
the
Batman.
funniest thing though is when it would say like this, like it would be in a different like Batman book or a Justice League book, or it'd be like, to see Jace Fox's story, check out "I Am Batman" number 18, and it's like, I'm not gonna do
it's
that.
Still going. It's still
Jace
going.
Fox.
Yeah, that's the cover of like the latest
written by
issue.
John Ridley?
Good God.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck, dude.
There's solicitations out for like next month.
What issue is it at?
18.
People gotta be. That means people are reading this, bro. They're giving him 18 issues, but Green Arrow's getting a 6-issue miniseries.
It's because Batman's in the title.
Are they insane?
Sinestro's in it.
What?
Sinestro was in issue 50. That already came out.
50? Oh, 15.
15.
I was like, they're at 50?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Read comics that don't involve Batman. Or Jace Fox.
Or I just make comics that don't involve Batman, actually.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea. That being said, all I've been reading recently is Batman. So I guess,
you're the problem.
I am the problem.
You are the problem.
Read Miles.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
But yeah, I'll say Moon Knight was good. It's just setting up a future arc. JD?
And that's the show.
Yeah.
So leave us more reviews to read. Check us next week. See ya. Watch Godfather.
Not 3. Leave us reviews, whether it's in the comments. 5 stars on iTunes is the best way we'll read it, but we will start our episode.
And also, we give a review if you've seen both Puss in Boots or Godfather 2.
Yeah, what do you like better?
Which one is the better
This
sequel?
is Puss in Boots Last Wish, which is
which one is the better sequel? Yes, Puss in Boots Last Wish or The Godfather 2?
Yeah.
two of the most talked about sequels of all time. Which one is the best?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.